Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back for another Total War video with the Terminator. And today I'm doing another first 10 turns video in Divide Et Impera, but this time with Macedon. Now I know a lot of people struggle with Macedon. They have a hard start to the campaign, to say the least. As a nation stuck between Thrace and Epirus and Athens and Sparta, and of course the impending doom of Roman invasions in the first like 15 turns. Yeah, there's no doubt it's a very difficult start. So yeah, I thought it'd be good to do another Hellenic faction since a lot of people enjoy them. I thought it'd be good to do Macedon because a lot of people have been requesting it. It is probably one of the hardest starts in the campaign, but they have a great roster. They have some decent bonuses here to like morale against barbarians, things like that. So it should be a very interesting campaign. The way I'm going to do it the first 10 turns is probably the easiest way to do it, but there are various different ways, and I'll run through them all in the first turn with you guys as usual. But yeah, so we're going to be doing this today. I hope you enjoy this video, guys. If you do, give it a like, drop any thoughts or questions in the comment section below. Let me know what factions you want to see next, and subscribe to the channel for more. All right, so let's get started. All right, guys, so this is Macedon in turn 1, and as Macedon, as Antigonus II and the companions of Heracles, you start with Pella in your possession, which is a great city. Super easy to defend, and no matter which way you go, whichever recommendation you take, you need to have another general with at least 4 units in the city helping the garrison to defend it. All right, so just something to remember. I'll do this as the campaign here plays on, but just to really drive home the point of no matter where you start with one faction, always try to have another general in your city, 4 to 6 units with the local garrison to defend it. That's going to be super important for you. So that's the first thing to mention. Second thing is buildings. We want to build up the main settlement building for the garrison. That's going to be super important. You don't need to worry about food because you start off with this level 2 port here. And I mean, you can, if you want, upgrade this building here to unlock some more recruitment options. I would do it for the garrison, really, because having those extra 3 units is just it's just a good thing. You need more. The more people you have defending the city, the better. So all that combined together should be about 25, 26 units, which is a decent amount against like 2 stack armies. You can absolutely defend the city against them. So that's super important to do. In terms of buildings, technology-wise, you can really go either way. I'm not going to suggest you invest too much in your economy in the early game. So, you know, you can absolutely go for some of the reforms, or you can go for more of the civic route. I'm going to go for the civic route. That's what I usually do with all my campaigns because, especially with Macedon, you start off with a pretty good roster. Lots of good pikemen. You have decent javelin men as well. So that's going to be my recommendation. So yeah, that's buildings, that's technology. Remember, diplomacy is a massive important thing early game DEI. So make sure you've got some decent non-aggressions and trade agreements. Do we have a navy? No, we don't. So make sure you get a navy to begin with as well. Let's just get that done really quickly. Let's hear what's cheapest. This guy. All right, so we've got this navy. We're gonna send this navy down to meet. Oh no, we've already met Rhodes. Nice. Then we're gonna send this navy towards the Black Sea. We're gonna meet some more Black Sea factions here. It's the closest route to meet more people. Try and get some more trade agreements and non-aggressions from them. That's the diplomacy game, guys. So as Macedon, we've got the Araday up here. We're gonna try and get a trade agreement with them. Moderate. Yeah, all right, fine. Bithynia is a good one as well.
We are civilized folk, so you may speak as you wish.
They really want that trade agreement, so make sure to wrangle some money out of them. Could have gone for 3,000. Oh well. Now Epirus, I would say you can leave because I'm going to recommend you go after Apollonia in the late game of this campaign. Nope, definitely not Koinon ton Aetolian because you're going to be going after Larissa. Lydia is a good one as well, but they are the they are the satrapy of the Seleucid Empire, so that's probably one you're going to be able to get a trade agreement with. Don't get me wrong, but not right now. Probably like turn 5 or 6. And the rest of these you can't really either. But we do need non-aggression pact. So, all right, let's go through the options here. As Macedon, there are, in my opinion, 2 ways you can go. And I think most people will agree. You can go down south to take Larissa. You can go and then take Athens and then Sparta. Now, this is a very fast, aggressive tactic. If you're going to go this way, you really need to take Larissa in like turn 2 or 3, like really quickly. So I'm going to move this army over here. I'm going to recruit maybe 3-4 units of maybe like archers or javs. And then I'm going to get mercenaries and besiege the city like right away. That's going to be the super kind of bold, quick move to take the city. And then from there, you pretty much need to take Athens really quickly again. And then Sparta. By turn 5 or 6, you want to have taken Sparta. Because that means that unlocks a lot of nice money for you. It takes out these factions here, Athens and Sparta, who can be very dangerous if you let them get big stacks. So you want to stop them from doing that. And then it lets you then focus on Apollonia. And once you take Apollonia and you declare war on Epirus, that gives you the opportunity to not only secure these provinces here, but also make peace with Rome. Make a nice peace treaty, trade agreements, non-aggressions with them, because you're at war with Epirus, which is one of their kind of, traditional enemies. So yeah, by doing that, you stop them from seeing you as a target, which absolutely will happen within 15 turns if you let that happen. So yeah, we want to avoid that. The other way, of course, is to go north. So you could make peace with the Aetolians, Athens, Sparta. You could get some trade agreements. You can push north into what I would do probably is Pulpadeva, because it's a nice defendable city. Only a few areas to get in from. It's not like an open city like Pella. And from Pulpadeva, I'd probably take Nissos and then go east. I'd go Anthea and maybe up here. This like Thracian province, basically, Odessos as well. These guys are excellent, rich lands as well. So you can like absolutely go after this province, take it over, make peace with some of the more northern Black Sea kingdoms here, some nice trade agreements with them. And then once you've got a nice, like decent income and economy with those in your hands, you can focus south. You can take these cities, or you could go east, take Pergamon, Nicomedia. The only thing with here is you risk the wrath of the Seleucid Empire. So just something to keep in mind. But obviously, I mean, that is a bit more, I guess you kind of like relive Alexander's days and kind of bring the fight back to the Persians in some way by doing that. It's totally up to you. It's a nice play style. But I mean, I guess by doing that, you do eventually risk getting into a big war with Rome. So that's the only thing to keep in mind there. So yeah, those are your options. What I'm going to do is go south. I'm going to take Larissa, Athens, and Sparta. It is the safer, faster, and easier option to do because you really don't want to get into a war with Rome. Rome is difficult to deal with, especially if, you don't do this and by turn 10 or 15, they've got full stacks of legions invading Greece. That's going to be very difficult and annoying to deal with. So yeah, that's what we're going to do here today. So turn 1, I'm going to move this army over here. I'm going to recruit some units. So what I'm going to recruit are mainly, to be honest, ranged infantry. I'm going to get some peltasts. They're very good against cavalry, and they're very good at range as well. They don't have a lot of ammunition, but they're excellent. Very high damage missile units. Probably one of the best units you can have as Macedon. I'm going to get a couple of those. And I'm going to get a couple of maybe cheap levy units, spearmen, that I can supplement with it. Or, I mean, I might just use that, go in there, hire mercenaries, and take it right away. That's probably what I'll do. That is what I recommended to begin with anyway. And we'll send this navy out east towards the Black Sea to discover some more factions as well. Yes, public order is an issue. We don't want that to be an issue, really. So I'm going to... Oh, actually, we will be... Nah, we have enough income. That's fine. We're going to be hiring mercenaries, so We want to have as much income as possible, but we've got a coffer, so it should be okay. Yeah. So politically, shouldn't really be too much of a problem. The only thing I'd say is marry off Antigonus to Chrysanthe. Beautiful name. And then we'll use Chrysanthe maybe to either send as a diplomat or organize games. I'll use organized games just to get that province public order into the positive a bit faster. Maybe send them as a diplomat to one of the eastern factions that you want to get a trade agreement with, because that would be a decent idea. Or to these guys here to get a non-aggression pact. That would probably be the ideal thing to do. So
I look forward to your wisdom, but I trust you will not object to a cup of wine first.
No, I love wine.
The gods will reach.
So we'll do that. We'll get a non-aggression. Oh, damn, I should ask for money. Oh, well, we'll get a non-aggression as well. That's fine. Talastabagii. Man, I do not do well with these pronunciations. Apologies for the historical inaccuracy. We're going to offer them a little bit of money to get a non-aggression pact because we definitely don't want a two-front war. All right, so we've got that. That's good. Tinny is over here as well. But the Tainai, I don't know. Sorry, guys. Yeah, we need that non-aggression, so let's offer them a little bit more money. There you go. All right, so we've got our northern flank a bit more secure. Let's see if they go for a trade agreement. Let's offer a little money for it. Why not? Okay, they're not going to go for it. Remember, guys, if you go for trade agreements and they don't go for it in the first turn, just wait a couple turns. Usually, they will go back into your favor a little more. You can offer a little less money to get it. So just keep that in mind. Finally, the spy. Yes, Olympias. I'm going to send Olympias to Apollonia. The reason for that is because I want to keep an eye on what Rome are doing. So Rome defeat the Epiroreans quickly. I need to know that so I can shift my army to respond. All right, guys. So that's the end of turn 1. Unless there's any... Nope, there isn't. Let's move on to turn 2. All right, guys. So this is turn 2. We've got Antigonus ready to strike. He's got a few more units here. Some nice peltasti. We don't have a lot of melee units, which is not ideal. There aren't a lot of melee units to recruit from a mercenary point of view. That's not great. They have 11 units in the garrison, plus 5 outside. We've got 7. That gives us 9 with the mercenaries. You know what? Let's go for it. I think we can do this. We're going to declare war. We're going to move up. Let's see if we can recruit some more mercenaries on this side of the province. I don't think so. But yeah, so I'm going to attack the city here, guys. They have some cavalry. They've got 1 pike unit, and they've got the decent garrison. So yes, we're going to fight this on the ground right away. All right, guys, so the Battle of Larissa has started, and I'm moving my pikemen forward, essentially, to get on top of this hill here as soon as possible. I think I'm going to try and take a route to the side, actually. But essentially, just get them into position to basically bait the enemy in and get them into the front line and use them to pin them down. Meanwhile, the peltasts are at the other side of this little hill here. They're going to be staying hidden until they come forward, the enemy come forward. But I think I actually move them forward a bit more to get in range. And then the cavalry I've hidden over here behind this little forested bit. Because I think the enemy is pushing forward from this way. So I'm just waiting for them to come forward a bit more before I use them and commit them. But I do end up, I think... Just fast forward here. I think I do end up using the missile jab to find out where they are because the enemy isn't pushing forward. So just fast forwarding here to see what happens. I'm pushing the peltasts up a little bit here to get them into a nicer position of attacking from 2 sides potentially. So yeah, I'm just waiting for them to come forward. And I kind of think Oh, where are they? They're not coming forward. What are they doing? So I send these missile jabs forward to find out where they are. I find them, and quickly they start responding, turning around to the cavalry. So I get the jab out of the way of their ranged infantry units and just do a bit of damage from range, you know, harassing here and there. And in the meantime, obviously they're moving their troops forward, but actually they're keeping them at range. So I make the silly mistake of ordering this unit into the wall while the other two just stroll forward, which is fine. I end up moving him one way or another. The Peltas will be moving up as well eventually, but I'm mainly using the cav. Here, let's fast forward it a little bit. I'm mainly using the cav to come and start harassing the infantry here. They're using their ranged infantry to attack the cav from range, so I don't want that to happen. I'm using my general to take some of them out now. I'm going to push the Peltas forward on this side as well, up on this side of the hill behind these fortifications to start attacking their units from the side with some nice javelin. So that's what's happening there. The cav are doing some decent job of taking out the ranged missile units. Obviously, the general has noticed that's what I'm kind of doing, so he's pushing forward a little bit, harassing a bit here and there as well. So all good there. The jab missile units coming around now to attack the rest of these missile units as well. My pikemen doing a decent job here of holding the position, pinning them down. So all good on that side. I've moved that unit who was stuck on the wall over here in this position, but they do actually take some casualties. They've taken some casualties already, which is not ideal. So this is almost a wasted unit at this point, unfortunately, but they're not too many casualties. So all good there. Cavalry still doing a very decent job of doing some harassing. The Peltas are going to start attacking the general here, who has come round and started attacking these pikemen, strangely. So that's what's happening there. Let's fast forward a little bit here again. Oh, my bad. That was not the general unit. That was their missile cav unit. No worries. The general unit ends up coming round here and actually coming round all the way over here and like setting up with a few infantry units that decide to flank around and then take up a position over here. So interestingly, that's what's happening there. The cav units, my cav units, are doing a decent job of, again, attacking enemy forces from behind, flanking around. That's what you want to be doing. You've got the pikemen pinned down here. You've got Peltas attacking various units from the side, and you're using those cav units to clean up, essentially, to harass, attack, charge in, cause those morale penalties, pull back, and do the same again. That's what we're trying to do here. Hammer and anvil with a lot of the enemy troops. Peltas alone just taking out some really, really nice phalanx infantry here. They're doing a really decent job. That's why you want to use the Peltas as the Macedonians. Cavalry now coming in to clean up the rest of these troops, while I'm going to start sending forward these phalanx infantry over here, because I know they're setting up another line behind me. That's what the AI has decided to do. So fast forwarding a little bit here again. Rest of these units have been cleaned up. I'm going to start moving the cavalry around on this side to start actually focusing on their general, because their general is exposed. So that's what I'm trying to do here. My general is going to come around and start joining in the efforts as well. I'm going to leave the Peltas here. They run out of ammo, and I don't really want to use them in a melee attack position either, so I'm just going to leave them there. These guys have rejoined the fight. All good. They've lost about 80 men, which isn't ideal, but it'll be easy quickly to replenish as well. So they're going to move forward. These guys are going to attack these light infantry. These guys are going to pin down the rest of the enemy here, while my general and the other missile jav unit here just does some decent damage, some decent work on the general and the rest of the infantry on this side. Meanwhile, these phalanx infantry are moving forward. These guys are going to come and focus on the backs of the cav over here. And these guys are going to push forward towards the last remaining infantry unit. That's what's happening there. General is pinned down. He's got some heavy morale penalties. My general is going to engage them now, which is really good to see. These guys are now turning around to face the last infantry unit. This guy is retreating. So all good, all very good stuff. Most of their units have been defeated. General has been defeated as well. And there we have it. A heroic victory. Very nicely done. So let's get back into the campaign to see what's going on. All right, guys. So I did a little recording mistake here, but this is turn 3, and we did take Larissa in a heroic victory, as you just saw. And with that army, we did some more recruitment, and we did some mercenary recruitment, just a few things here and there to finally attack Athens. So this is turn 3, and we have Athens besieged. So while that's happening, Pella has a general being in a recruitment stance as well, to help just defend that city, just in case. You never know what these factions in the north might do. I've got the spy deployed in Apollonia as well to keep an eye on what they get up to. Hopefully Pyrrhus moves up to Taris, so we have an opportune moment to strike. She's also stealing some food as well, which is always good. And we've got a navy who's now met the Odrysians. So we've got a trade agreement here, and they actually give us some money for that as well. So we could hire some more mercenaries. And this navy, this single ship, will now move up here to meet a few more kingdoms for more trade agreements. But the main focus here is Athens. So Sparta just declared war on us. I kind of predict that these guys might send an army north to help their Athenian brothers. So that might happen. And if that happens, we're going to have an open field battle here. So let's see what happens. This is pretty much the end of turn here, of turn 3 here. I've done a lot of the stuff that needed to be done. We're building an olive press here in Larissa as well, just so you know. This will help our economy in the long term for trade as well, especially. So I'm going to end the turn here, guys, and we'll see who attacks what and what kind of ground battle we're going to fight here. All right, so just as I thought, the Spartans are attacking our army here, Antigonus. So we've got a couple of really nice hoplite units here by the Spartans supporting the quite big Athenian garrison, as well as the Athenian small army here. So we've got a bit of a fight on our hands, over 4,500 men versus what we have, which is just under 3,000. But I think we can win this. I'm going to fight this on the ground and show you just how I would do it. So let's get right in there. All right, guys. So this fight with Athens is going to be a little bit on the tough side. So what we've got here is I've got my troops set up on a kind of position to start pushing forward into the small Spartan reinforcing army here. I've got my cav that's going to be swinging around to focus on the general so we can take these guys out as quickly as possible. I've hidden my peltas in this little patch of forest here because the Athenians, goddamn Athenians, are coming from behind our lines. So I've had to split our forces into two, essentially. I've got one line of hoplites here. I've got a light melee infantry who will try and basically pin down any cav attack as soon as possible. I've got the Cretan archers who hopefully will do a bit of damage at range, but this is, I mean, this is not ideal. This is going to be a very tough position to fight from. My kind of hopes is essentially to take out the Spartans as soon as possible with my cav, and then be able to swing everyone around and focus on the Athenians. But it's, I mean, this is going to be a tough fight, guys. Fighting on two sides. The AI will do everything it can to just beat me down. And it will, to a certain extent. You'll see in this battle. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit here. The cav have already started attacking the general. I'm going to use my general to just take out their missile units really quickly, and then use them to swing around and focus on the general as well. Now, by doing that, they have turned around to face him, which means my missile cav are getting some decent shots at their backs, as you can see there. That's a really, really nice thing. You can see a lot of them going down in the shots from range. Already 14 of them have been killed. I'm doing a decent job here of pinning the Spartan army on this side with them. And these guys on the front line as well. So all very good. I've got some Spartan mercenaries as well, actually. I think these guys are meant to be Spartan looking anyway. But yeah, so that's what's going on there. I'm now the enemy missile units have been defeated, so I'm going to swing these guys around over here and the general over here to basically attack them on either side, cause a bit of trouble. So hopefully very soon the general will start retreating. The enemy Athenians have started to move forward though. Big menacing army. They've got a lot of missile units starting to do some damage. I've got the peltasts here. I've hidden them. Some of them have seen them, strangely enough. But they're going to start moving forward as well and causing some damage from behind. I just need to kind of hold off on that because they still have that cavalry superiority, which isn't ideal. So I'm doing a bit of hammer and anvil stuff on the Spartan general here. I've killed about almost 80 of their units so far, which is really good. Well done. I'm moving horses back and forth, charging in and out to try and bring that morale penalty. I've lost the morale in this unit. Unfortunately, they took some damage in that previous battle. So these guys are going to be a bit more difficult to maintain morale-wise. Got the Cretan archers attacking these cavalry because they're doing some decent work harassing my light melee infantry here. So it's just a tough battle on this side. It's difficult to prioritize, micromanage. Morale is already very low. I need to move these guys out forth into the battle to start doing some damage and distracting the enemy, basically. But on this side, things are going okay. The enemy general is starting to break a little bit, which is good. I'm going to start using these guys to attack the Athenian cavalry on this side. And hopefully we're going to start doing some progress on these infantry as well. It's just slow going at the moment, unfortunately. Just fast forwarding a little bit. That Spartan unit is starting to retreat on the front line here. The general has been defeated as well, so he's starting to retreat, which is really good to see. I can use my general now to swing around and start supporting the flanks, which are falling very quickly. I've already lost one unit. Another unit there is being lost as well. The thing is that they're not taking that many casualties, guys. Remember, it's just morale because they have a lot more numbers. They can flank around easily and just reduce their numbers like quickly enough to get rid of that morale and take them out, essentially. But I've got a decent number of units on this side, still doing some damage at range. I've taken them out early a bit to start taking them out, and it's tough. This is a tough fight, but I do a decent amount of damage with the peltasts at range. I've got the ranged cav now supporting them as well, causing some morale penalties, so all good there. These guys I'm going to use basically to just hold the line as much as I can, while my other spearmen here try and take these guys out. So that's what's happening there. I've got the general just kind of swinging around here. Things don't look good at the moment, guys. But don't leave the video. It gets better. It gets better, I swear. So we're doing some decent damage, some good progress here on this side of the battle to start taking some of their infantry out at range. Their 2 cavalry units have retreated as well. They've got another one coming round to start doing some damage. I've got the general coming around here to start attacking these guys as well. So with my 3 cav units, I have a decent chance of winning. I just need to help them, micromanage them to focus on infantry that are easy to take out quickly. Free up this medium phalanx unit to come around and attack at this flank and help these guys out, because they're doing okay to hold the enemy back. But I need these 2 phalanx units working together. That's what you need to be doing here. So these guys are going to kind of roam around. Let's fast forward a little bit here. All right, so more and more Athenian units are retreating on this side. I've got the general just kind of like poking around here and there, bring them back and forth to see if I can charge in, cause more morale penalties. on this side, I've moved the Peltas around again. I've lost one more Peltas unit. But I'm moving them here and there to basically cause a bit of damage from range against these units here, as you can see. So that's gonna work really well against these guys. In the meantime, I've managed to use the cav at great effect to basically reduce and destroy the Athenian units here, cause a few units here to retreat. So now I'm focusing on these guys, as I said, to push up and push forward into the enemy back line that are trying to deal with my unit over here. But now they're being pinced, as you can see right there. They're being pinced on two sides. Not ideal. I've got cavalry coming to push in from this side as well. I've got my general who's going to push in to this unit from behind. Let's see that up close and personal. Woofed. Very nice charge there, causing a lot of morale penalties. They're going to start breaking. I'm going to push my Peltas up towards these guys, because as you move units forward towards missile units, they start running back. So that's basically taking off the pressure for my cavalry to push into them. So that's what's happening there. I've lost the phalanx unit here. Unfortunately, they're retreating there, which is not great. But I'm going to be using this general now to take out this cav unit once and for all, and then focus on the rest of the Athenian infantry. So not bad so far, not bad. Let's fast forward a little bit more to see what happens next. More and more of the Athenian missile infantry there are retreating on this side. I'm going to engage the cavalry around now to start having a look at what I can do with these units that are stuck against my phalanx infantry. General doing some decent damage against this cav unit. I'm going to move these Peltas forward as well against this unit. Just keep them busy. So that's what's happening there. These guys coming around to take out the rest of their units on this side. So fast forwarding a little bit more here. All right, so I've got this Peltas engaging this unit. They're breaking. These guys are trying to take out these two missile units. I've got this missile cav unit attacking the Athenian infantry here as well. They've managed to break one unit already. General's taken out the enemy cav unit that was here as well, so they're running. And I need to break the general. That's basically what's happening here. I need to break the general. Hopefully will happen now. Just about to break. There we go. I think they're starting to retreat now. My general pushing in for the final blow. And there we have it. General has retreated. Cav units cleaning up the rest of them. Got this unit now flanked around from both sides. This guy's is in a little bit of trouble. Because he's dealing with two units and two sides. So I should have pulled him back probably, but no worries. I'm sending my general that way basically to help him. And on this side, what I'm basically going to try and do is move the spearmen against these guys and move these guys behind them to flank again. Use that tactic. So fast forward. There you see those cav coming round. And they're going to start attacking now. General's moving in to take these guys out, support that cav unit there. And this cav unit pushes in for a nice morale hit into the enemy forces. They're losing decisively. 350 kills by this unit alone so far, which is really good. And there you have it. That unit has been taken out at a costly victory, unfortunately, but still, it's a victory. And with it, we'll take Athens. So, let's see what happens on the campaign. Alright guys, so with that slightly kind of Pyrrhic victory, I guess, I'm going to enslave the captives. Sparta will retreat there, and we should be able to take the city pretty swiftly after that. You can do a lot better of a job in that battle than I can. I had some Silly mistakes there with my phalanx in terms of my positioning. But still, it's a victory, and that's what we need. And we should be able to take the city. Let's test it out here really quickly. Yes, so we'll take the city pretty easily. I'm gonna go for this one here. We've lost a few units, but that's okay. You can recruit that pretty quickly in the next couple turns and hire some mercenaries as well while you're at it to then go after and attack Sparta. So I'm gonna loot the city here. And we're going to start replenishing and recruiting some more units in this army. So first things first, let's repair the damaged buildings here. And let's see. Let's give this guy some skills. And here we go. Do this as well. Get a bit more income going in the local province here. And then yeah, we need to do a bit of recruitment since we've lost a few units. Let's see here. What do we want? These Corinthian light hoplites are kind of nice looking. Thorax spearmen, they're a little bit more expensive for my taste. Let's get a couple of bronze shieldmen here. A couple of the Macedonian hoplite as well. And yeah. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So we'll get a couple more spear units here, and then we'll go on the offensive and take Sparta pretty quickly. In terms of public order, I think we're okay. I'm going to just raise the tax level slightly to get a bit more income, and I'm going to send my wife to organize some more games in Macedonia. Make sure it doesn't dip down into the negative again. But yeah, so we have Athens now. Let's see if this navy can move a bit more north to meet some more factions. I think there should be one just here. Yep. And then we'll send him down here now. Let's see if we can get a trade agreement with these guys.
Greetings, friend.
We can indeed.
I do not think
Might have to pay a little money for it, but no worries at all.
I am sure that your wares will find a home somewhere.
All right. Okay, fine. They're being a bit stubborn, so we'll get them in the next one. That's fine. The Seleucids are looking a bit more.
Speak as you wish.
Nope, they won't go for it yet either. Tribali, that's all good. Could we get a non-aggression? Nope. What about the Scythians?
Greetings. Speak.
All right, no, that's not worth it just yet. I'll wait for those diplomacy options to be a bit more worth it. It's not at the moment. So yeah, so we've got this army, and they're going to be replenishing, recruiting, and then we're going to strike at Sparta next. Now, the important thing with Sparta is to remember that they are building that main settlement building, probably. So we don't want that to happen. That we don't want them to have that bigger garrison in the city when we attack. So we're going to have to be pretty quick in terms of our recruitment here to be able to strike. I might actually just do these guys first, and then recruit a few mercenaries. Yeah, I think that's what we might do, actually. In fact, yeah, let's get rid of these Cretan archers and these phalangitae. And let's combine these guys. Yes. So we have a bit more income to be able to recruit some more mercenaries basically in the next turn. I think we'll need it. All right. let's end the turn here, guys. All right, guys, so this is turn 4, and I'm going to send my army into Sparta now to see what they've got going there. We're going to recruit a few more mercenaries here as well, and see if we can attack the city. So, Sparta has 16 units defending the city. We have 12, some of them damaged, but we've got some decent cavalry units, so I'm not worried. We're going to attack the city here. And again, as you can see, we have this superiority, both in quality and quantity, to be honest. I would recommend you fight it. Don't... Actually, you know what? We're going to fight it here. You know what? I'm going to show you how I'd fight this on the ground. So let's go for it. All right, guys. So this is the battle for Sparta. Spartans start on a little hilly position. They will probably sally forth outside the town here to meet my infantry push. I've got my cavalry set up on this side. They're going to push the town from this side and flank around any archers that are coming from inside. I think I do end up using the missile cav actually to come around this part of the town to flank around some enemy troops. But as you can see, they're coming out of the city now. Also got these infantry units here, the Cretan infantry. They're going to move up onto this side and try and do some damage on the enemy troops from this side. So yeah, we'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting fight. I think for the most part, it's mainly because they have a lot more melee infantry units that we do struggle a little bit. But that's okay. I mean, I guess what you can do is just invest in a bit more melee infantry, some nice pikemen, instead of missile units in the early game. But yeah, so that's the plan. The enemy's going to be sallying forth. I've got the cavalry coming forth around this town while the general goes in to attack the missile units from behind. So let's fast forward a little bit here. Peltas do some really decent job against these units. And then we're probably going to have a couple units flanking around here as well, which they're going to attack from range. Just very decent units to have to take out a unit that you don't like, essentially. Meanwhile, these guys are in position. They're going to start attacking from range, doing some damage. I've got my missile cav attacking from range as well. General's getting into position, getting into town. Just waiting for the rest of the spearmen to push forward out of town, basically, before making my move there. But the real focus is this. The front line between Macedonian infantry and Spartan experience. Let's see what happens there. Peltas doing, again, lots of damage against flanking units here. I'm going to move these guys around to start attacking from the sides because I think they've run out of ammo now, which is all good. In the meantime, these guys are just going to be the cav unit here. They're going to be pushing forward, but I'm waiting for this spear unit to make his move. I think he's going to come around here or maybe push back. So I'm just a bit hesitant on this side. In the meantime, I've lost one unit, unfortunately, to flanking Spartan forces. So not ideal, but no worries. I'm engaging the general over here. I've got these Cretan infantry engaging the archers. General already doing some decent damage against their missile units in the back line. These guys are just waiting for an opportune moment, which is about to come. Just wait for that. Fast forward a little bit here. All right, we've got some retreating Spartan units. I'm pushing back my Peltas now as they're taking a bit of damage. These guys are retreating. General's taking out this guy. And yes, so we have these missile calves have found that moment to push through and attack the rest of these missile units here in the back line. And then basically what I'm doing is, because these guys are behind the enemy, I'm going to be using them to not only attack the back of the enemy front line, I'm going to attack these guys as well, and I'm going to attack these guys. So I'm going to use these Peltas to push forward again, pin them down, and then use this missile cav to come around and attack them from behind. So all good so far. Just a little micromanaging to understand, you know, which units need to be positioned where. How do I bait enemy units into a certain position to make the most use of my cavalry units? Here they come. Here comes the charge. Doing some nice morale penalties there. More units retreating on the front line. I've got the general now pushing forward. These guys might come back into the fight, but that's okay. I need to use them to cause a bit of trouble. So again, hammer and anvil tactics. Use that cavalry. Use the general bonuses for morale, for added melee attack. Take out the enemy front line. And then focus on the general. Focus on those infantry units that are doing a decent job of holding their position. That's the focus here. All right, so fast forward a little bit here to see what happens next. We're pretty much using those hammer and anvils to take out the front line. These flanking units here are doing a decent job of causing morale penalties against my heavy phalanx unit here, which is not ideal. These guys are retreating. These guys are doing some nice work on the back line here against the general. Again, I've got this silly light phalanx unit keeping things busy here, so I need to use my cav to come around and attack from behind again. These guys are finally retreating. All good stuff. I'm going to cause this cav unit to now take them. They're all good. Using my general now to push in, do some decent damage against the light phalanx infantry. Morale is starting to wane. I just have a few units left. These guys are done for. These guys have their back pretty much exposed. So here come the cav. Here they come. I'm losing my voice a little bit now. That's them done. And all that's left is the general. So these guys are going to come around here. General, at the sight of all his men fleeing at the Macedonian might, starts getting some morale penalties, and with some nice charges, they will retreat as well. And there you have it, a close victory, but the enemy was broken. We did some really nice work, and with it, Sparta is ours. All right, guys, so with that victory at Sparta, the Greek peninsula is pretty much ours. As you can see here, Pella, Larissa, Athens, and Sparta is in our possession. The next focus for you has to be Apollonia, because if you now replenish your army, you do a bit more recruitment. So what I'll do here is get rid of these mercenary cavalry. Get rid of these units here as well. And we'll start doing some recruitment once we have a bit more money. And we're going to move this army up north towards Apollonia. I've started building up these settlement buildings here in Athens and Sparta as well, because we have enough food to do that, and they would be good to kind of supplement our income here. This navy has met a few more factions, so he's going to move down now towards this side of the Black Sea here, so we can get some more trade agreements. Speaking of diplomacy, let's just do this really quick. I'm going to go for the dignitary routes and the tax rate routes down here. But diplomacy wise, let's try and get a few more trade agreements. Always remember to do that.
So you
can see here,
and we will give you an honest answer.
Got a decent chance to get some money. Okay, fair enough. Let's see if they go for a non-aggression as well.
I shall feast in modest fashion.
Might have to pay the money for that. Okay, no worries. We'll keep that there as it is. See if these guys will go for some trade. Nope, not yet. Epirus Lydia, maybe. Nope. Maybe the Tinny. Nope,
You're good.
not yet either. All right, that's all good. So we've got a bit more trade as well. And with that olive press almost done, we should get even more income in that side of things. So just remember that. So yeah, now that we've secured this side, we're going to go for Apollonia. Any skills needed to be added? No, I don't think so. Oh, just the spy, which is fine. We'll do that really quickly. And then we'll start replenishing. Now, I'll probably skip a few turns here as we recruit and replenish. I'm mainly going to focus on spear infantry and cav, some more jav infantry here. So we'll some jav cavalry here. So we'll get some more of that. Get to about maybe 12, 13 units in this army. Slowly move it up over here where the recruitment capacity is a bit bigger, and we can do that faster. And then we'll get the army up to Apollonia and take that one. And that will be pretty much the end of the video there. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to end the turn here, guys. I'll see you in a few turns. All right, guys, welcome back. So this is turn 7. It's only been a couple turns here recruiting. I brought down this army here to Larissa, the one in Pella, to basically transfer some of the troops over to Antigonus. I got him to recruit in this province, the Macedonia province, while Antigonus was recruiting in here, the Hellas province. That means we've got 2 recruitment pools happening at the same time, giving me a lot more recruitment than I could have done, you know, just doing that with one province. So now Antigonus is nicely kitted out with a decent number of troops. He's going to move up towards Apollonia. That's going to happen in 2 turns, while these guys move back up to Pella. And we'll just recruit a few more people here just to have that defensive position still going in the city. So we'll keep that up there. And then, yeah, this army is going to move towards Apollonia and get some more mercenaries and besiege the city. Now, I'm really kind of waiting for this army here to move off back to Taris, hoping that happens in the next couple turns. But if not, it shouldn't be a problem. Really, Apollonia have a small garrison. It's a small town. And yeah, I mean, they have a few units that they're recruiting here, so it might be another decent battle to fight out and show you guys how to do it. So we'll see what happens. That's going to be pretty much the end of the turn here. So I will see you around turn 9, I think. All right, see you soon. All right, guys, so it's the final turn of our video here, and we have Apollonia within our sights now, ready to strike. It looks like that army luckily moved off into Taris, so no worries there. So we're going to strike at Apollonia very quickly. But before we do that, let's just go through everything else. We've built some very nice buildings here as well. Pella up here is very well defended with a garrison of 20 units plus 5. So we've got a very nice defendable city here in the north, as we did before. We've got this olive press. We've got the marble building here as well in Sparta. So very nice buildings in terms of your how to supplement your trade with some decent goods. We've got this navy who's now met all he can meet in the Black Sea. So I'm going to get rid of him for a little bit more income. And we've got nice trade agreements with all these factions as well, pretty much, apart from Trapezost, because I got one with Colchis, and they are at war with each other. So all really good stuff on this side of the world as well. I'd probably, if I were you, just get another navy over here, maybe Athens, to go down here, meet Carthage, push out west, meet the Iberians, Massilia, etc. Those would be really good factions to get some more trade agreements with as well. But yeah, so this is the final bit of this video, guys. We've secured a lot of Greece, and with Apollonia, we will finish this off. So I'm going to declare war against them. I'll attack this little army here. And again, I would fight this out if I were you guys. So definitely do that. I'm not going to fight it this time. I've already fought a few battles for you here in this video. So I'm going to just auto-resolve this and take the city. So I would kill the captives. That's because the enemy of your enemy is your friend. Kill the captives. That will give you a bit more kind of positive relations with Rome when it comes to it. The wealth doesn't matter at this point as well, because you pretty much captured the whole of Greece, which is really good. That's what you want. That will give you your income boost that you want. And there you go. So with that, we've got Apollonia. We've united the province here. We can give it a nice tax harvesting edict. Apollonia is... Oh, Apollonia's got some decent buildings, actually. I guess my recommendation here would be get rid of the barracks in Pella. Because what you're probably going to do is, now that you've secured this kind of side of things, you want to get an army going down to Crete to take Herepna, take Knossos out. Once you've done that, I would probably focus north. So focus on these Thracian kingdoms here, Odessos, Talistobagi. These guys, the Tini and Tribali, are kind of in your good books. So you can focus on Polpadeva and then Odessos. And then corner the Tini, and then maybe go for Nisos to unite this province as well. That's what I do here. But you've got a very nice income. So you've got an army here that's already recruited. You can get another one here to go down here, and then push that back up to go north. That's probably what I do here. But you met Rome as well. So where are you, Rome? Here you are. See, as you can see, we've got some really good relations with them, so we'll get a trade agreement right away. Let's see how much money they'll give us. They gave us all the money in the world. We want that non-aggression as well because it's Rome. And there you have it. We've done it. So we've united Greece under a Macedonian banner again. Couple of tough battles to fight here with Larissa, Athens, and Sparta, but you can do it. It's not an issue at all, really. Just make sure you've got that good phalanx, pikemen, spearmen positioning in terms of countering their units, and make sure you've got those cavalry, especially the Jav cavalry, to swing around, start flanking around, causing trouble from behind. That's what you want to do. I wouldn't go into Italy from here. I'd leave Rome to take Taurus, to beat the Etrurians in the north. Have them in your good books and let them get into the fight with Carthage, or Syracuse for that matter. I mean, they're doing some really good work against Carthage here as well. So that might happen. While you focus on the rest of the Balkans, you can go east into Pergamon, Ephesus, Rhodes. These are good lands, rich lands as well. The Egyptians, Ptolemy, they declared war on us as well. So you could even actually unite the province here and go into Egypt, another really good, rich province here. So totally up to you. It's really, now that you've kind of consolidated this province, the world is kind of your oyster, basically. That's kind of the point here with these first 10 turn videos, to show you how you can, get out of a difficult situation, and then from there on kind of make it your own, essentially. So yeah, this has been my first 10 turns with Macedon, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Give it a like if you have. Drop any thoughts or questions in the comments section below. Subscribe, for more Total War content, gameplay, and news just like this. And let me know what faction you want to see next. I've done a lot of the Hellenic factions now with Rome, Epirus, and I could do Sparta or Athens next, or I could do some of these other Eastern factions as well, other Hellenic factions, or the Seleucids, Parthia, all really good factions here as well. So yeah, let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.